Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Oh Krishna, oh my Lord, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Nityananda, 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 Nityananda. Oh my Lord, Nityananda. Oh my Lord, Nityananda. Oh my Lord, Nityananda. Oh my Lord. Nimai Pandit of Nadia is my Lord and Master. Nimai Pandit of Nadia is my Lord and Master. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Nimai, 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 Nimai. Nimai, 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 Nimai. Oh man. Man, how come this never gets boring? What kind of mystic potency does this name, chanting this name, have? What kind of addictive quality is this? You get addicted to the happiness of chanting. Man, does the world look good now? Just unbelievable. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Okay, let's change it up a little. You know, I feel so rich, man. I feel so rich. Maybe it's because the richest personalities in this universe are close to my heart. They want to be close to everybody's heart, you know. That's why they come here in this Kali Yuga. What a great pastime, you know. Come in this Kali Yuga where the lowest of the low are and bring them to the highest of the highest place, closeness with the gods. You can live in Mount Olympus with the gods. Let's see here. We're reading from Chaitanya Bhagavat. Let's see if I can find it. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. It's a 21-hour ecstasy. This is the Haridas story. So the Lord's sitting on his throne, right? It says, listen, Haridas, when you were lashed with a whip in the different marketplaces, I took up my Sudarshan chakra and descended to earth from Vaikuntha, intending to sever the tormentors' heads. When your tormentors were trying to beat you to death, all along you were thinking for their well-being. You were unconcerned about your own pains. You had only compassion for them. And because of your merciful heart, I could not use force. My Sudarshan disc weapon was rendered impotent. I could not strike those men because you were determined to forgive them. And so, unable to see your misery, I protected you from their lashes by placing my back upon your back. See, there's no hatred in real devotees. You know, Even Haridas, he's being whipped. He didn't hate his tormentors. You know? That's the quality of the Lord. He was so close with the Lord. We can see these transcendental qualities coming from his devotees. You know? Otherwise, we don't see them. We won't know them. Unless Haridas was here and somebody wrote about those qualities. You know, empowered person can only write. And an empowered person can only speak them really nicely. Yeah. Yeah. I accepted all those lashes meant for you on my back. See the marks on my back? I am not lying. Whatever other secondary reasons there were for my descent, unable to bear your sufferings, I hasten my advent to this world. My beloved Nada Advaita Acharya fully recognized who you are. I am totally bound by his loving devotion. So the Lord sends his devotees here, otherwise he doesn't come. He comes because his devotees are calling him. You see how important it is? You see why there's first fruits. Okay? Because the first fruits are those who come where the devotee is calling the Lord. You know, you come to that place. That's called the sacrifice. That's called sadhu sangha. See? Sadhu sangha is where a real devotee is, calling the Lord, and the Lord comes. See? And how do you know? Okay? Well, because devotion begins to awaken in devotees. Okay? Real devotion. See, that Lord comes and he starts purifying anybody coming to that sacrifice. Anybody, even if you don't understand. Look, we have people, look at Lalita Ganga, didn't understand a word of English. And in a week, the Lord manifested in her heart. Five videos. Look at Jan, or this is Lalita Madhava. Doesn't hear, doesn't understand English, doesn't hear, and he's ecstatic. Because he comes to the place, they come to the place. Not only, this is just an example, many of us, I mean, I come here myself because the Lord comes here. You know, it's such a great privilege. I'm just following the order of Prabhupada. No, I'm just following the confirmation of Prabhupada. I was, inspired, it was happening. Spontaneously, people were coming and we were doing this, and the Lord was coming, and Prabhupada blessed it, encouraged it. Krishna blessed it, what we're doing here. So anybody who you want to experience what God really is, the great happiness that the Lord really, you want his happiness? You want to know what the Lord is? Do you want to know what God really is, and who he is, and what he is? Come here. That's why I come here every day. I won't skip a day. I love meeting the Lord here. It facilitates, it accelerates, accentuates, it magnifies, it clarifies everything, the essence of everything. Shows us what real eternal happiness is. Okay? That's the essence of the truth of all teachings. You go to Socrates or Plato's and all these teachers and everything, they don't teach you this. Only the devotees who have called the Lord and the Lord has come. They understand the secret of all secrets. Bhakti is the secret of all secrets. It exposes the real path, the essential path, the narrow gate that Jesus was talking about. Go in the straight gate. See? The straight away you go into the kingdom forever. Adramana, welcome, my dear girlfriend. See, Christos, Christ. Are you Christed? See, you got to be christened. You see, christened. You know, they christen the ship. Are you? Is your ship christened? You know, blessed. They christen it with a bottle of champagne. Are you one of those where the bottle of champagne, you've been christened? See, isn't that funny? These words, they're all about glorifying God. Man. Christened. Are you christened? Are you anointed? See, with the oil of life, are you, see, now lit by the Lord? Are you that oil in the lamp? Oh, great, yes. I'm looking forward to you coming here every day too, Ajamana. Presence is awesome. I feel very blessed. Yeah. Our beloved Lord Caitanya is very proficient in expanding the glories of his devotees. You get this same kind of quality. See, the Lord loves to glorify his devotees, and he glorifies himself because he comes as a devotee. Yeah, glorifies Krishna because he comes in the mood of Radha, devotee. And the devotees, you get the same character of God. It's wonderful. You love to also glorify devotees. You love to glorify Krishna, the absolute truth, man. And just playfully destroy Maya. Playfully, it's a game. It's a Vrindavan game, man. The Vrindavan devotees. The Lord wants to make us Vrindavan devotees, the most powerful devotees in the universe. The most powerful devotees in the spiritual realms. In the most ordinary, seemingly ordinary. They like it that way. Krishna likes to seem like ordinary. A little ordinary boy playing with his boyfriends, intimate family. See, intimate family member, that's what it's all about here. Becoming an intimate family member. That's why an intimate family member must come here. And just by being around them, you get mega purified. That's how much power there's around being around a real associate of Lord Caitanya. Ooh, just coming here, just face to face, eye to eye. Oh wait, two eyes. Not the one eye. That's the Illuminati stuff. That's why they can't. They're like pirates, man. One eye. See, that's a one eye. Yeah, that's a pirate. Watch out for that pirate. You gotta have the two eyes, Radha and Krishna, staring at you with a smile on their face. Yeah, there was a YouTube live stream earlier. See, that's the Illuminati. They're the one-eyed pirates. See, Krishna, he's got both eyes, Radha and Krishna. He can see. You know, see, the one-eyed pirate can't see. They've got no devotion. Can only see through one eye, you know. Therefore, everything's distorted. See, it's supposed to be the all-seeing eyes, not all-seeing eye. You know, God is not alone. He's got his associates, man. This is the truth. It's like two eyes, you know, Radha and Krishna. You gotta, now you can see. Oh, it's interesting. You didn't see the notification. I don't know. Maybe they shadow banned me there too. Oh, you know what probably happened? I did it late this morning. So, because I was too tired, and so I did it like an hour and a half later. So you probably missed it because of that. Maybe, I don't know. Our beloved Lord Caitanya is very proficient at expanding the glories of his devotees. Why? There's a reason. You think he just says it just because, just to say it, like people do in the world? People lie in the world, you know. They say people who are like Trump, like Biden, like politicians are good, and they could be bad. Maybe they are good. Yeah? So they glorify people in the mundane world who are good people or bad people. You know, they glorify bad people that are acting like good. There's all kinds of crazy things going on in this Maya. You notice? Bad people are being glorified as good. Liars and cheaters are being promoted. Or even good people are being promoted as good. Oh, that's, you know. But it's all a lie, ultimately. Because if you're interested in getting out of the material universe, if you're interested to get out of the cycle of birth and death, you gotta learn the art of understanding the truth. The truth is, it's only the devotees who have realized the true nature of the Lord, understand who and what God is by personal experience and communion. They have the real, no, just wafer and grape juice communion. You know, no, just wearing a sannyasi renunciant's cloth. No, they have this real communion with God. See, because then you understand that the glory is there, because by their association, you are out of here, man. If you take it seriously and associate with them, you transcend the cycle of birth and death forever and ever and ever. You go to that place where it all began. Well, it's always was. It never began anyway. It only began here in the material universe. You know, you go to that place that's always existed, Vrindavan, because that's our line here. Vrindavan, Radha Krishna. You know, the supreme revelation and realization, the supreme, complete, absolute truth. See? The devotion begins to manifest in our hearts. Therefore, the complete manifestation of the absolute truth, the complete understanding, nothing beyond that, only deeper into that. It is that way. It is that nature. Nothing in the world is like that. Everything gets hackneyed and old, and you got to move on and move on and move on to something else and something else. And we're never that. We're never in that. There's no communion here, really. You always give everything up. It gives you false hope. That's the illusion. That's the Maya. Mirages everywhere. Hey, we show proof every day that the Lord comes here because we don't give this up. Why would we? Just go deeper into it. Every day is an adventure. This is how you get to see how Vrindavan shows up in the world when it's here. It's here when the devotees are chanting in intimacy and ecstasy the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, or any of the Lord's intimate names, like Lord Caitanya, Nityananda, all of that. Hare Das, whatever. Rupa. Yeah. All those mean offenders are those antagonistic towards such pure devotees of the Lord, are devoid of all good fortune. And that's how it is, man, you know? People that are devoid of all good fortune, they don't like the devotees. They don't like the devotees who are expressing themselves in the world, glorifying real devotees. They don't like that. See, you're devoid of all good fortune if you don't like it, because all good fortune is in the association of real devotees who have realized God. Otherwise, that's why if you're a guru and you can't recognize a living devotee, a living associate in this world, and especially if you're against them. If you're against them, you're devoid of all good fortune. Good for you. Good for you, because you'll may probably start to realize that. And now that's the beginning of your good fortune, to realize you got no good fortune. The devotees in our lives, the real devotion is good fortune. These scriptures are our good fortune, especially when you begin to realize them by hearing them from real devotees empowered by the transcendental Lord. That's the good fortune. That's why wouldn't you want to come to Sadhu Sangha? I come here to be used as an instrument. I'm sitting here attentively listening to these talks because it's good fortune in that. There's no good fortune out there in the world. The devotees make the good fortune for others, see? By manifesting the truth, see? Manifesting the true relationship in the world, where people can see, wow, this person has a relationship with God, even though they don't know. Usually people don't know. You can't see a person chanting in ecstatic love. They're in relationship with the transcendental Lord. They're liberated souls. And most people, these gurus, Acharya Dev can't seem to see that, can he? If he did, why wouldn't he be around here? This ain't going on in any of the sanghas I've been in. Nobody seems to even know about this kind of intimate worship. It has to come through people that are less than carpenters. Yeah, at least Jesus brought something here. The Holy Spirit, he was a carpenter. Here it's coming through less than carpenters. I never even became a good carpenter. Hey, this is real. See, reality, truth. Hey, this clears away the ignorance and the maya. These talks, this understanding, because nobody, you go and talk to your mother, your fathers, and your friends, your enemies, your politicians, your doctors. None of them will tell you any of this. They don't know any of it. It's the greatest secret in the world. And you're coming here. No wonder there's good fortune here. See? And if you don't hear this, you don't have any real good fortune. It's not good fortune to be good or bad. That's not really good fortune. Good fortune is to meet the devotees who have realized the absolute eternal truth. They're the door to transcend this horrible world of birth and death. Look at, you think this is a great time to be in? It's only great if you're a devotee, man. So let's get people to realize this. Otherwise, it's not going to be a great experience here in the world. Look at Shanghai. You think they're happy there? The government says, hey, don't you come out of your house. They're misery. Some people are throwing themselves and their wives out the windows. They're not having a great experience of life, are they? See? But that's what materialists are. Usually a lot of those people, they don't believe in God. They just believe in material life, and they think it's always going to be great. You know, Shanghai is this is a model city for the world. Okay? Millions of people, is it so many millions live there? 200 million or something. And they're all good, you know, materially comfortable and all of that stuff. And all of a sudden the government turned on them like that. Oh, you don't think that it happened in Canada, in Australia, in New Zealand, and you watch in America, it's already happening there? You know, all the governments, they turn on you, thought, oh, I'm living great and everything, they turn on us. Because that's the time we're living. It's all been prophesized. Nothing you can do for that. It's going to happen. You can't do. You want to do something? Come to Sadhu Sangha. Come and listen to these talks of truth. Come chant with us. Come see what real divine intervention looks like. Come see what the feelings of God actually are, reflected on the mirror of the devotees. Come and hear the truth that is not spoken by any of these politicians, even your mothers and fathers, friends, things known by even the acharyas, but they didn't speak to you. Prabhupada didn't speak like this. He spoke rules, regulations, ceremonies to set the stage, and we're here to dance on that stage, on his order. He said, Gaura Haridas, dance on this stage. I said, man, you got my books, man. Use them. Pull the sword of truth out of those books and slash away at the illusion. It's like being a transcendental slasher, man. Slash away at the illusion of the truth. It's great, man. We're making a lot of assistance here, slashing away with the truth, too. It's so fun, man. It's great pastime. Making Prabhupada happy, talking about what's really in his books. For 50 years, they're talking about what's not really in his books. They're not. You got to be, you want to tell people what's really in Prabhupada's books, you better be a real guru. You better be like a Shukadeva Goswami. Otherwise, nobody going to hear the real thing. Yeah. And you can't do that on your own. You have to go where the mercy is. Well, you don't go. That's why I poo-poo these gurus. Oh, you guys don't come here? You don't see the Lord is working here powerfully? Well, you guys are like straw. Like straw. To me, a person like Amy is more important. Why? Because she comes and associates with devotees. She learns from devotees what the highest happiness is. She started to chant. She even gave a testimony. Oh, I was chanting for hours. It's really wonderful. Why? Why was that, Amy? It's because you have faith where the Lord is really working. Look how fast. Charyadev doesn't chant like that. None of these guys do. Because they haven't understood with their study. They got to hear it from Shiksha Guru. And many of them, they'll go to their death as Vaidhi Bhaktas, and they got their glories, their big worshippers, that they got not really the way you're supposed to get it. They got it by hook or crook and by cheating, just like these politicians have. That's called, they're stuck in religion because religion is like that. People who don't really represent the transcendental Lord, they're in charge. You notice that? They're in charge. The ones who don't really represent the transcendental Krishna and Radha. You notice? And they speak like that. They go and hold a checklist up for you. Instead, why not hold up Prabhupada's books? Chapter 1 of Chaitanya Charitamrita and see what guru actually represents that in living color, a living person, represents that bygone guru that was qualified, that God was actually living through. And no, they're illusionists. They hold up the illusion of a checklist of what is a guru. Oh, baloney. Hey, this is truth, man. You bring Acharya Dev over here and you let him give his opinion. He won't, because they're afraid. They're afraid of truth because they've been living in a lie so long. They ain't qualified. I don't care how many big titles you got. Some pieces of paper going to a mundane school. That ain't enough. This book gets me going, man. Oops. See where we're at here. So our beloved Lord sees this book is explaining all about the qualities of the Lord and his devotees. It's these transcendental qualities that delivers us, nothing else. Otherwise we're meditating on mundane qualities in the world. You know, mundane speculations, good and evil is basically there's speculation in that. You think, oh, if I'm a good person, I'm going to attain God. No, you'll attain goodness. You'll attain the demigods. You know, that realm. Right, Sachi? If you're a good person, you'll attain the demigods. Yeah, but they still got some envy, jealousies, and competitions too. So that's not enough. So our beloved Lord, whatever secondary reasons, okay, I hastened my advent to this world. I hastened my descent to this world. My beloved Nada and Advaita fully recognized who you are, and I am totally bound by his loving devotion. See, my beloved Advaita, unless you're actually also an associate, or you get the special mercy of the Lord or an associate, you cannot recognize the associates of the Lord. They're covered by that yoga maya, just like the Lord is also. I am totally bound by his loving devotion. It's only devotion that captures the Lord. See, bind up. See? You want to be bound up with the Lord? You want to be married to the Lord like that? It's not until death do you part, because even after death you don't part from the transcendental Lord. It's forever. See? That's what you learn from being around those who are already bound to the Lord, transcendental Lord. See, linked up. You see, like this, linked up. You see, prayer. You notice prayer is like this, and then sometimes you'll see like this. See, this is a better prayer. See, this is union prayer. See, they're linked up intimately with God. Your soul with the Lord forever. See, that's the shortcut. That's how you get into the kingdom of Vrindavan quick. You got to find some devotee like that. And how do you know? Well, you start to get the feelings like that devotee, man, ecstatic, and laugh and cry and choke up and all that, because that's what they got in Vrindavan. That's a family member quality. That's the real spiritual master in our Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. If you're like that, you're not in the real line. You got to be like Madhavendra, not Madhavendra, like Madhavendra. You got to be like Ishvarapuri, not Ishvarapuri, like him. The family all cry and laugh and choke up and when they think about the Lord and have real revelation and realization, because they have the true quality of devotion. Nobody knows what that is. That's why all these gurus are still teaching. Simply because they don't know what the true quality of devotion is personally, therefore they cannot teach it to their disciples. But look at our disciples and friends. They know the true quality of devotion personally, and they can teach it by experience, by revelation, see, by experiencing this quality and its joys and its beauty and its revelation, its true knowledge, its empowerment, all of these things. You're obtaining the county fair animals at this temporary job. All right, well, that's okay. Yeah, you should do what you like to do. If you like to, work at the county fair, work at the county fair, man. See, Lord Krishna recognizes only his devotees and knows nothing else. Isn't that a beautiful quality? See, the Lord recognizes his devotees and nothing else. And therefore, if you're looking for God, look for his devotees, because the Lord only recognizes those who have the quality of ecstatic devotion. They're his real devotees. You're looking for God, look for his devotees. That's where the Lord is. That's where you're going to learn about the Lord. Only they know. They know by personal experience of that transcendental Lord. So if you're looking for God, look for the devotees. Then you'll find the Lord, otherwise not. It's like that movie in Tulsidas. He was looking for Lord Ram, and he was going all over the place, and just getting skinnier and skinnier, and Ram. See? And then the realization gradually dawned on him. Well, actually, a dead Brahmin tree enlightened him. He said, "You're looking for Ram? You got to find his devotee. Go find Hanuman. If you find Hanuman, you're going to find Ram." And he did. That's the way it works. You got to find a real intimate associate of the Lord. What everybody should be thinking is, my Guru Dev a real intimate associate of the Lord. If he's not a representative of the Gaudiya Sampradaya. He's not. He's just fooling you, man. There's speculation there. There's maybe ill motives there. Who knows? Who cares? You looking for Krishna? You coming to the Hare Krishna movement to look for Krishna? Well, he's not in his false representatives. You got to find the real representative. Just like Tulsidas found Hanuman, a real associate of Ram. You got to find a real associate of Lord Caitanya if you're coming to the Hare Krishna movement. And what is the proof? Well, that's in Prabhupada's glorious books. Chapter 23 of Adi Lila. Sometimes those who have prema bhakti, sometimes they laugh, sometimes they cry, sometimes they choke up and jump around like frogs because of ecstasy of Mudra. And if they're really true, then they will tell you the essence of truth, and you'll say, "Well, this is all in the book. This is all confirmed in the book." Oh, and then you become a sadhu listening long enough, and you say, "Yes, it's confirmed in my own experience. I'm also chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, sometimes laughing and crying and choking up in great ecstatic love and getting all kinds of wonderful revelations and feeling deeper and deeper attraction for the name, the fame, the pastimes of the Lord, which is my life and soul, is the greatest path to follow in this world and the greatest path to preach, because you are a experienced devotee experiencing the glories of that path personally. And only you can preach it. Duka, welcome, my friend. These are so glorious. This Chaitanya Leela is the perfect teaching, and it's so concise, so eloquent, so to the point. See, right to the point. No beating around any bushes here. Rajiv says, "I had a dream of Hanuman. I know it's because of the Sangha." That's a great realization. When you understand, I know it's because of this Sangha, because it is, then it shows you'll be saved from the false ego. You know, I had a friend, Mahavirya, who had a vision of this, there's Lord Caitanya manifested in the water. We even have it on video. You could see it with your own eyes, if you're meant to see it. And he never really acknowledged it was because of the Sangha, and that's why he's gone. He went back to something else, you know, his idea of Prabhupada. A lot of these Prabhupada disciples could be like that. You know, the Prabhupada leads them here and they get so much mercy and then they reject the mercy and go back to the old way, you know, the Vaidhi Bhakti way. And then they start poo-pooing this. Talk about, that's misfortune. You missed the fortune, man. You missed the mark. He will say anything to glorify and protect his devotees. He will willingly, he will even swallow fire for his devotees, and will willingly become his devotee slave. Isn't it amazing that? Willingly become. You see how it's reciprocal? As the Lord gives us here in this Kali Yuga, becoming attracted to him, to surrender to him. And then automatically he surrenders to you. When you call him, he comes. Not when you call him, he stays distant. Because you don't recognize where he's working in a living place, a living person, a living temple. People should be asking, where's the living temple of the Lord? Instead of always thinking, well, let's go to the temple, you know, let's go to the temple. Let's go see Krishna. When you understand, oh, let's go, where is the living temple of the Lord? Where's the temple of the Most High? You know, I want to see where the deity speaks to me. I want to go to somebody who the Lord is using, I mean, really using, genuinely, not some false guru that's not being used by the transcendental Lord and preaching speculations and checklists. No, not that kind of representation. No, Shuddha Bhakti representation. When they speak to you, what they speak is based on the scriptures, man. The real, no checklist, scriptures. The basic, based on that. And then goes even deeper. Brings you deeper. You should be asking, where let's go to the living temple of the Lord. Where is one of those? Well, let me announce it here. This place here in our Sangha, there's quite a few living temples of the Lord. The Lord is choosing them left and right to live in there, to make them living temples. In other words, to make you alive. He's the life of the world, man. Is Lord Caitanya your life and soul or not? Well, yes. Well, then prove it. Well, he'll prove it in his real devotees. They will show the symptoms of intimacy described in these books. Otherwise, you're just a pretender, an imitator, an illusionist. You got to get through them. You got to find the real devotees to get through the illusionists. They'll teach you the highest truth, which is what is a real devotee. That's the highest truth. What are the real qualities of a real devotee? You're going to learn that here. And therefore, distinguished from illusion, that's the false representations of the devotees. They're the putanas, the ones caught in putana. Okay? That's Bhagavad. Otherwise, you haven't heard Bhagavad. 50 years, the gurus don't know what is a real devotee, a living devotee, even though they saw Prabhupada, many of these people, they saw Prabhupada. Okay? But they still cannot recognize. People see, you know, sometimes they look at the guru and they look at their pockets. Ooh, look at Prabhupada. He has so much building. They did the same thing with Bhaktisiddhanta. Many of these sannyasis, they look at the pockets of the guru. Ooh, look, he had power over others. People gave him respect and honor. Ooh, I would like that. A real guru isn't like that. They don't look at the pockets of their spiritual master. They look at the deep pockets of their spirit. They look what's deep inside their pockets, you know. Not the external stuff on the outside, you know, the external, all the wealth that may come for preaching. All the followers may come for preaching and for the benefit of the followers. Yeah, the real devotees associate looking for the real wealth, and that's the Lord himself. They're looking for communion. They don't like to wait once a week to get an external communion with that Lord. You know, the height of people, Catholics, is, oh, we're going for communion once a month. Oh, we got to wait for a whole year before Janmashtami, and then Radhastami, and then Guru Puja, Guru, what do they call it? Guru Day. They can't wait. Every day is a worship service, man. Multiple times they got to have communion. I can't live for that, you know, what is this? If they're just a kind of a guru who can give you a darshan once a year, once a month, and not the full darshan, they haven't found the real thing yet. You haven't found the verses personified. Yes, it is correct. Those who awaken devotion to Krishna are certainly the spiritual master. Oh, Lord Caitanya said that. The book said that. Lord Caitanya said it, they copied it in the book. It's a great saying, it's the truth. Where do you see that alive? Where do you see that verse alive in a person? Well, I think you're seeing that here. People are having devotion awaken. Even from my students, devotion is awakening in others. Oh, a pretty powerful place, I would say. You don't see that around the Charya Devs students or Radhanath students. They're all into the rules and have nice ceremonies and do pandals and give their gurus money so they can eat nice delicacies somewhere. Yeah. But nobody can relish the delicacy of Krishna and Radha. They're the real food, they're the real delicacy. Here you can, man. Here we preach the real thing, man. We're sharing the truth here. Yeah, this stuff is substantial. You get this in your belly, man. Krishna's going to come out of your belly, into your heart. Like a spring on a spring, and boing up, springs forth. See, spring. What is a spring? Comes from deep in the earth. You notice? Comes up and you get clear, pure water. That's going to be the Lord. That's going to be your experience in life if you come here. Otherwise, no. Yeah, that's the only reason why we're here. Man. I come here so the Lord springs up, springs forth, man. I want that eternal spring. You know, I love this preaching, sharing, tasting the eternal truth. So the Lord springs forth, spring. See, spring. You know, the word is beautiful. Springtime. Every day. Every day is an eternal springtime here. You notice? That's why it's so attractive. You have spring every day. Not a hot summer. Even if it's hot summer here, it's springtime. People don't know what is real spring. Yes, this is the spring of life. See, spring in your step. This puts spring in your step. Hey, spring in your words. See, life gives spring out. You know. Where else are you going to get a good spring like this? This is all in this book, man. This is a great book, man. I love the preaching of Lord Caitanya and the devotees. It's so simple. This is Bhagavatam in the pastime form. It's very nice. and goes deeper, springs you deeper. See, Lord Krishna recognizes only his devotees and nothing else. And when you can recognize devotees, then you'll recognize Krishna recognizes them. That's important. You have to see, wow, you know, God really recognizes this devotee. They have the qualities. I learned from this devotee how to recognize real devotees because he's one of that or she's one of those. Only they can teach. And then when you recognize a real devotee, you know what's going to happen? The Lord's going to recognize you, even though you're not perfect. You mean I don't have to be perfect like Narayan Raj said I had to? I had to attain anartha nivrittis and everything to attain Krishna? No, that's not really conclusive. What Lord Caitanya said is, I'll tell you what he said. Lord Caitanya said in Chaitanya Mangal, we'll quote his book. This is the truth. Lord Caitanya said, I want to tell you something. I want to tell you what is eternal. Lord Krishna is eternal. My devotees are eternal. And one more thing I want to tell you. And the devotees of my devotees are eternal. So all you have to do is recognize where Krishna is working through recognize a real associate of Lord Caitanya, and then Krishna will recognize you. Oh, you recognize my real, oh, I don't look at any of your faults or any of this. You recognize my devotee. You recognize where I'm working in this world. Oh, just for that, I'm taking you back to Godhead. Did Narayan Raj ever tell you that? Did anybody tell you that? Only Jesus and Lord Caitanya told you that. Jesus said, those who believe in me, when he was here especially, those who believe in me, because here it's ambiguous. It's like Prabhupada's disciples. They sort of believe in Prabhupada, but where do you see the result of really believing? Where do you see the people free of sin? Jesus said, those who believe in me, their sins are forgiven. And where do you, if you see that in reality, in truth, and now in 2022, you're going to see people chanting the holy name in ecstasy and intimacy. Otherwise, these persons don't have enough. They need the living guru to help them believe in the real Jesus, the real conception of Jesus, the real conception of Lord Caitanya, the real conception of Guru Tattva, the real conception of all these truths, and be set free by the truth. Right? You come here, you're going to get all that. You'll be a witness saying, yeah, man, it's really true here. You can really realize God quickly here. This is the shortcut. This is the baptism by fire. You want that? You got to have it, man. You got to burn up. Here we have a big bonfire for your karma. You come here, we'll just have a big bonfire event. We'll just burn it up. Might get a little hot, a little smoky. Don't worry about it. We're all cool. See, these books have the pure and simple truth, man. My great privilege just to speak about it. I love it, man. Put this vibration into the world, man. Purify the atmosphere. Purify my consciousness. Purify whoever is around. Whether I know, Krishna Das Kaviraj said this, whether I know or know not, I'm writing this book for self-purification. And I'm preaching this book for self-purification. See, purification of the self. See? The self is all covered up with jungle growth. That's why, we got to bring choppers and spades. See, we're this village going around with choppers and spades and uncovering the deity, man, so he can spring forth inside us, into the heart, and give us awareness of Vrindavan, the kingdom of God. Lord Krishna recognizes only his devotees and knows nothing else. To Krishna, there is no one equal in position than his pure devotees. So why does the world? They don't know this. They don't have this knowledge. They're glorifying the Trumps. They're glorifying the Biden. They're glorifying the Putin. They're glorifying people who, whether they're good or bad, sometimes you glorify people that are lying to you. They glorify Fauci and Bill Gates who are lying to you. Yeah. You may glorify even good people that still can't tell you the full truth. Okay? Full truth is the complete conception of the absolute truth. This is the complete conception. See, there is no one equal in position to one of his devotees. Why? Because they're the only truthful persons in the world. They understand by personal revelation and relish of that absolute truth. They're the only truthful person. They're your only real friend in the world. Yeah. Their motive is just to make you rich like them. They thank you for you. I thank my students and friends here for coming and giving me the opportunity to speak and glorify the absolute truth. There's no greater happiness than that. The world is glorifying. They're feeling the happiness of glorifying people in illusion. It ain't so great. I want to glorify people that are not in illusion. So, we're going to stop here for a little bit. If you missed any of this, you can watch the replay. Chant with us. And I'll go for a walk. I need to walk some more. Walk off this cafe latte. I had 2 extra shots in it today. Because I'm not drinking coffee in the morning. So I'm going to wait. So nice buzz. Okay, my friends. I'll see you in a little bit. And thank you, Andromeda, for coming. Thank you, Jeev. Thank you, Amy Rose. Thank you, Rajiv. Tuka, Sachi. These are the casts. These are the credits. All credit to the associates, our associates here. Karuna, thank you for coming. And River, and Govinda. So thank you all. You've been all credited to the kingdom. We got a lot of credits now. We're all getting more credits every day here. We're becoming accredited with the real PhD in this, in the absolute truth as it is. We'll all be teachers of Chaitanya's precepts and conceptions.